welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the Buffalo Sabres roll into town here on Game 4, up 2-1 in the series. The Penguins looking to tie it up here at 2s, and Buffalo looking to take this back to the KeyBank Center when they have a chance to clinch the series. Here we go. We're off and underway here in Pittsburgh, where they're wearing their alternate yellow jerseys that they've decided to go with on home ice here in the playoffs. First shot brought to you by Tim Hortons. Every bite makes an impact. The Smile Cookie's back on April 27th, and the first shot goes to Evgeny Malkin of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sidney Crosby, shot saved there by Luukkonen. Penguins had a closed-door meeting this morning after morning skate, where it was Chris Letang, Erik Karlsson, Sidney Crosby, and Evgeny Malkin leading that one. We don't know what was said, but I'm pretty darn certain it's something about let's win this hockey game. Yeah, I think it has to do with that, but I think it has to do with the way that they're playing. There's Tage Thompson with the Buffalo Sabres first shot on goal, and that was pretty easy for Buffalo to gain the Pittsburgh blue line, and I know head coach Dan Muse for the Penguins wants to tighten that up a little bit. They were working on that yesterday at practice. Shea turns the puck over to Thompson as he's in, makes a nice move around Shea, and a shot saved there by Skinner, who had a fantastic game in game number 2. As McLeod, a shot saved there by Skinner. Plays it away. Now it's onto the puck here for Anthony Mantha. Excuse me, I meant to say game number 3. A shot by Mantha goes wide. McLeod takes a hit. Played it back over to Mantha. Penguins winning game number 3 to cut this series down to 2-1. Here's Shea at the tail end of his shift. Tries to find a backhand shot. It's turned away there by McLeod. Here comes Ryan McLeod now in for the Sabres. He works the puck up top. A chance here. Broken up by Russ. Now it's onto the stick of McLeod in front. Saved there by Skinner again. Russ to Shea. Plays up over to Witherspoon. Now in the middle to Kindle. This line dead tired for the Penguins at the tail end of their shift. Kindle trying to feed it across. McLeod at the end of his shift as well for Buffalo. Chips it inside the Penguin zone. Gerard does a good job physically. Let's get the puck away there from Buffalo. And now Brazeau gets into the lineup here for Pittsburgh in games 3 and 4. Wasn't in the lineup in games 1 and 2. Chinnikov out in front. Brazeau with a shot. Saved there by Luukkonen. Good start here for this line for the Penguins. Kindle gets in on the forecheck. He's at the very end of his shift. Out there with Chinnikov and Brazeau. Thompson to Doan. McLeod. Tired Buffalo Sabres out on the ice here. Big hit by Brazeau. Thompson gets around Gerard. Played around again by Thompson, and this one was stuffed by Skinner. And now here comes Rucker McGorty. First game was in game 3 as well for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Didn't play in games 1 and 2. McLeod to Hayes, offside. Pittsburgh, as we are down to 7:54 to go. You're watching the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs on Twitch TV and Flow Hockey as we send you to some IRL playoffs. Carolina and Ottawa.
Derailed by that tough 5-on-3 in game 3. They've got to stay focused and stick to their game plan.
Franked in by the Canes. And Tyler Kleven off the far boards. Brady Tkachuk turns the corner. He's without a point in this series as well. As Apollo trying to feather it across. Blocked down and flipped out. Kleven back on it. Under pressure from Jackson Blake. Those two tie up in a corner. Kleven emerges with it. And now Tkachuk. Stretch pass deflected ahead by Ridley Gregg. Quickly the Canes will counter. Blake, rink-wide pass. Aho right on. Saved by Ulmer.
Oh, Mace, what a stretch pass by Anderson.
Bounce around in front. Taylor Hall on the back door, unable to settle that down.
Anderson.
That's what's going on IRL, just for everyone to know. Carolina's up 3-0 in that series. Face-off won by Buffalo, and it's played back on here to Mallinston as he turns around. A shot there by Greenway. Fought aside by Skinner. Now Achari will pump the brakes here for the Penguins. Shots are 5-3 in favor of the Sabres. Hayes to Witherspoon, and he'll dump it in for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Good hit along the wall there. Now Greenway comes out with the puck for Buffalo. A shot. They hit a body, trying to get it deep, and now here's a good work there by Letang. Feeds it on the stick of Sidney Crosby, trying to feed it back to Rickard Rakell, and that was broken up, so Malkin feeds it back to him. Rakell, right up Main Street, trying to get around a couple of Sabres. He can't. It's played back to Kesselring, to Greenway. Finds Malmsted. He's been good in the postseason. Letang has the puck now for Pittsburgh. Lead feed pass to Crosby. Sid will pump the brakes of the blue. He takes a hit there by Owen Power, and Greenway deflects a hit here by the Penguins. A shot. Good save there by Skinner. Crosby down in his own zone. Feeds the puck to Brady Shea onto the stick of Brazo, who pumps the brakes. Now finds Connor Clifton, who will work it around the wall. Here's Clifton coming in on the right side. Decides to rim it around the back of the net. Chinnikov can't get past Norris. And now the puck is out here for Buffalo. 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Here comes Alex Tuch and scores! Alex Tuch gets the inside of the Penguins defense. Gets his second goal of the series. And just like that, the Buffalo Sabres have a 1-0 lead. Big goal there for the Sabres, as they will now take a 1-0 lead. So for the third straight game in a row, the Sabres have opened up the score. Here's a chance to get out in front. Buffalo has turned it on all of a sudden. Lindy Ruff has got them going. There's Benson, another save there by Skinner. 28 seconds to go, and look out. Here comes Kevin Hayes, working his way in. Nice move, and that's broken up there by the Buffalo defense. And this will drain the clock as Connor Carrick sends it to Bowen Byram, and that will do it. So a late first period goal for the Buffalo Sabres gives them the 1-0 lead here in a Game 4 situation where they can take a stranglehold on the series. Alex Tuch is the goal scorer here in the first.
And just make sure he finishes his check before his shift change.
Big save there by Allmark. He's made about 2 or 3 beauties here in the first.
Laurier as he dumps the puck around the boards. First playoff game for him in 4 years. Sent in by Ottawa. Anderson out to cut it off. Batherson ties up with Delorier along the boards. Batherson won the battle, then lost the puck. Ball shouldered off the neutral zone. It becomes a hand pass, and play is stopped.
So we talked about Stankoven. He's been great in this series, finding space, backhand to forehand, quick release.
APG Paints Arena here in Pennsylvania, awaiting their team to score the first goal of Game 4 for them. Buffalo has beat them to it, though. Buffalo has got a 1-0 lead here in Game 4. Carlson now has the puck, feeds it over to Gerard. He lost it to Thompson, who's been so good. Still waiting his first goal of the series as a shot gets deflected away. Tage Thompson now back in front, stepped there by Skinner. And Malkin has it, plays it back over to Gerard. He holds it for Pittsburgh. Lead feed pass to Crosby. He is behind Byram. Nice move across to Rakell, and a good block as Rickard Rakell had some open net. Rakell drops it back to Sid. Sid will walk in with a slap shot. Good save there by Luukkonen. Malkin, good work. Back out in front, was looking for Crosby, and that's intercepted there by Byram. Big boys trying to get going for Pittsburgh. Malkin drops it back to Witherspoon. Trying to find a shot. Broken up there by Dahlin. He's got Malkin and Witherspoon on him. Here's Witherspoon in. Good save by Luukkonen. Really good shift there by the Penguins' top big boys in their defensive group. Getting a couple of shots on net. Really good work there. But take a look at Zach Benson for Buffalo getting physical on Gerard. That's what Lindy Ruff wants to see. Face off one, and now Kesselring is on it. Feeds it over to Power. Big hit there on Quinn. And Russ will play it up over to Mantha. He spins and delays. Mantha pumps the brakes at the blue. Here's Witherspoon. Another shot tipped in front. Good save by Luukkonen. Mantha gets physical down in the corner, but Owen Power will play it up over to the youngster Quinn. He pumps back, and now we'll play it in the middle of the Kesselring, who jumps into the play. Kesselring, a shot, saved there by Skinner. Puck gets into the front of the net. Krebs can't find the shot, and a nice lead feed pass there by Witherspoon. Letang, he's got Russ with them across, and a good play there by Norris to get back. Kindle does great work there on Norris. Danforth hit by Shea. Penguins turning up the physicality here in Game 4. You just don't want to be running around when you're trying to get a bit more physical. You don't want to take yourself out of position. The youngster Kindle with a blast up there by Luukkonen. Chinnikov out in front. Kindle couldn't get a shot off. Now it's Shed. Big hit there by Clifton, and now he's got the puck. There comes Connor Clifton in for the Penguins, and it's stopped there by Luukkonen.
Well, that hit behind the play, Igor Chinnikov. He picks up this puck, head up. You get ran over there by Ryan McLeod. He was very slow to his feet behind the play. And that's going to be something we're going to have to watch as he remains on the bench for the Penguins as Dan Muir's having a conversation with the official, saying that's the third time that they could have called a penalty. They're not going to go with it.
There's a look at the goaltender's numbers brought to you by NHL Ice IQ. As now we get a face-off and it's underway. Play back in action. Igor Chinnikov remains on the bench for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Keep a close eye on that. Carlson with a big hit. Ryan McLeod here's the Boo Birds as fans wanted a penalty. They didn't get one. Here's Benson now. Puts his way in. Here's Carrick. Good save, Skinner, and a smart play by Carlson to let Skinner cover that up. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs here on Twitch TV and Flow Hockey.
And now Shabbat is struggling.
Huge concern, right? Sanderson's out, Zub's out, Jensen's out. And this is a play. I mean, Shabbat joins the rush. I mean, that was the right look to the weak side post. And you can't quite see the play on that angle. But after he comes through, you see him looking for the weak side and then is taken down by Walker and goes in hard. Here's the look, Mace.
That could have almost been 2 penalties. You got the stick in the hands and then the takedown after, and Thomas Chabot getting up, going to the bench, and as you mentioned, Jen, this is huge. Ottawa Senators, the last thing they need is to go down 5 defensemen early in this hockey game, but he's still on the bench. Looks like he's going to bounce back. And
right, sigh of relief for the Senators. Right, when I mentioned those three, when you think about Sanderson, Zub, and Jensen, those are 3 of your top 4D when you get Chabot in there for your top 4D. So obviously he is going to be relied on hugely in this game. It appears to be okay. Stretching and grimacing a little bit, Mace, but staying on the bench.
Absolutely, and they need him. He knows that.
Face-off down in the Penguin zone here in the second period. 9:18 to play. They trail by 1 to the Buffalo Sabres. Here comes Erik Karlsson, though, flying up the wing. Makes a smart play. Look at this move by Erik Karlsson. The patience. And Rickard Rakell couldn't pull the trigger. Bowen Byram now on it. Plays it across the Danforth. Good save there by Skinner. Greenway takes the hit there by Girard, but a good play there by the Sabres to get some pucks on net. Greenway back up top. Blocked there by Rakell, and he feeds Crosby. Crosby's got Dahlin all over him. Nice play by Crosby to give it to Rakell, and that's broken up. Sid works it around, holds, stick handles. He's moving along the line. Crosby back to Shea. Looking for a shooting lane, can't find one, so he gives the puck to Sid. Lots of battling out front of the net. Shea throws it off the post, and Luukkonen will cover it up.
What a shot there by Ryan Shea. Great work by him and Sid to just delay all that traffic out in front. And it goes right off the iron. I thought that was going in right off the post. right behind Luukkonen, beat Luukkonen clearly, but just rang it right off the iron and it hits Luukkonen's back skate. Fans thought it was going in too.
McGroarty will line up for the draw. He's got Hayes and Achari with him. As the Pittsburgh Penguins send that forechecking line out, that's been so good all year. Here's a chance out in front for Buffalo, though, as they got the puck in the Pittsburgh zone, and Shea will turn back with it for possession of Pittsburgh. Shea takes a big hit, feeds up over to Achari. Noel Achari got the playoff goal started here for Pittsburgh in game number 2. Here's Benson. Big hit there by Connor Clifton. McGroarty now at the tail end of a shift, feeds Achari onto the stick of the veteran Kevin Hayes. Fires a shot, saved there by Luukkonen, and Achari goes right in to the front of the net, but he's not going to find any rebound. Face-off won there by Buffalo. Quinn will have it. He gets crunched by Rust and Letang, and now Rust will feed it on to Kindle. Kindle pumps the brakes, holds, tries to squeak through the D, but he couldn't. Here's Doan now. Plays up over to Quinn for Buffalo. He'll work his way in. A shot stopped there by Skinner. Mantha turned it over. Mantha right in front of his own net. Turns it over, but accepts the puck again. And now here comes Brian Rust. He works his way in. He's got some speed. Rust bumps it back up top to Letang. Fires a shot right into the crest of Luukkonen as he'll hold on. Good work by UPL to get over the top of his crease and make a good stop there on Letang as Buffalo now has the puck. A turnover. Here's Justin Brazeau. Couldn't pull the trigger. Great stick from Luke Shed as he turned the puck over, and then a fantastic stick to intercept the puck and the shot. Here's Novak. One final chance on net. Fires a shot. Saved by Luukkonen, and that will do it through 2 periods of play. The Buffalo Sabres have a 1-0 lead here in the PPG Paints Arena as the Pittsburgh Penguins are looking to tie it. But Buffalo doing a great job defensively and with a little bit of help from that post.
Back to St. Pinto and jumped away. 3-on-2 for the Hurricanes. DeAndre Miller with Mark Jankowski. Miller darts out of the corner, killing some clock. DeAndre Miller by his lonesome, able to kill a good 15 seconds.
Yeah, the Suns are lucky because Jankowski was open in the slot area too after he had the Walker chance out of the box.
On a Shabbat back off the bench as the Senators crank it around the boards. Battle emerges out of the corner. Ridley Gregg digging for the puck. Ian Pinto trying to jar it loose off the kick plate. Pops in the air. Pinto swings it to the line. Shabbat across. Giroux back to Shabbat, trying to filter it to the middle. Good stick by Eric Robinson.
So the story of the PK, right? Good sticks, good pressure, able to clear the zone.
Yeah, they're not giving Ottawa any time to set up, and Ottawa's got to earn that more movement, more puck movement quicker.
Peasants with speed, shot blocked. Aho out of the box. Shabbat shot snatched by Anderson.
Third period here in Pittsburgh. It is a great day for hockey, and the Penguins are trying to make it an even better day and tie this series up at 2 as they head back to Buffalo for Game 5. Third period underway, Bob. We're through 2 periods. Penguins trail 1-0, but I don't think they're getting outplayed. No, I think their second period was definitely better than their first. And I think they're starting to realize what it's actually going to take to score on this goaltender in the Buffalo Sabres. Here comes Tage Thompson in for Buffalo. A shot saved there by Skinner. Carlson will play it up over to Sid. Crosby will pump the brakes, trying to get around Byram. He gets around him and then now draws a penalty. So the Pittsburgh power play will go to work here in the third period as Sidney Crosby draws Bowen Byram into taking a cross-checking penalty.
Penguins are 1 for 3 in this series on the power play. This would be a big time to get one.
Started with a face-off loss, but a keep-in by Letang. Raquel, and he was looking over to Carlson, and now here's Krebs short-handed. Stopped there by Skinner. Raquel holds the puck for Pittsburgh, and now he'll set it up. Lead feed pass to Evgeny Malkin, who pumps the brakes at the blue. Holds it now and will set it up for Pittsburgh. Carlson, back to Malkin. Across to Letang, who works the puck up top. To Malkin, across to Carlson, and that's the one-timer shot they wanted. Power sends it to the point. Really good keep in there by Letang. Letang, down low to Raquel. Up top to Carlson. This time over to Malkin. Down to a minute to go. Malkin to Raquel. Fires a shot. Saved there by Luukkonen. Crosby was out in front for the rebound and get to him. Big hit there by the Penguins. Krebs, 2-on-1. Power shot. Scores! A short-handed goal for Owen Power. And the Buffalo Sabres have a 2-0 lead here in the third period. Great work there by Peyton Krebs. Owen Power, this is one that Stuart Skinner has to have. You're on the power play. He's just shooting it. That's right over the blocker. He didn't even move his blocker up. Owen Power's first goal of the postseason. Let's take a look at Dan Muse's reaction on the bench, as the Penguins had a prime opportunity to tie this game up at 1. And now this arena is very silent, Bob.
Yeah, they still have 41 seconds, but their crowd is completely out of it. This is perfect execution by the Sabres.
So Owen Power picks up his first playoff goal. And now Girard works his way in. A drop pass to Mantha, who skates and switches with Girard. Girard holds, feeds it over to Mantha with a one-timer shot. It took a deflection out in front again. Russ to Girard, up top to Chinnikov, who holds, feeds in the middle. Russ with a backhand, stopped there by Luukkonen. Power play done. Face-off down in the Buffalo zone. Face-off wide, and it went right in front of the net. There's a good chance there for Raquel. Byram chipping away at it. Josh Doan turned aside, and now Mantha's on the puck. Here comes Anthony Mantha for the Penguins. Nice little slide across pass, but couldn't get to Kindle. Doan feeds it over to Norris. Good hit there on Norris by Clifton, and Kindle has got it. Here comes Kindle. The youngster works his way inside. A shot saved there by Luukkonen. Thompson up to Tuck. He's got a goal in this game. Thompson gets chipped up, and we got a Buffalo power play. The Penguins had an opportunity, and now Parker Witherspoon trips up Tage Thompson, and Buffalo is headed to the power play here in the third period. Buffalo is also 1 for 3 on the power play here in the series. If they can score here, it's pretty much out of reach. This would be a huge goal for Buffalo. They go D to D, and Tuck tries early. Achari fires one down the ice for Pittsburgh. A massive kill for the Penguins here, and a crucial power play for Buffalo, as this is offside at the Buffalo blue line. 1:39 to go in the Sabres power play. Take a look at Tage Thompson, 2 assists in the series, still awaiting his first goal of the postseason. Face-off won there by Power. Tuck gets hit. Achari tries to get the puck away from Benson. This one's blocked. Here's Tucking. Good save by Skinner. And that puck is sent all the way down into the Buffalo zone. Tuck. Good hit on him. Benson swatted away there by Skinner. Thompson takes a hit. And now it's Power to Benson. Turned over there, and now Novak will chip it down the ice for Pittsburgh. 12 minutes to go in the period. A minute to go in the Pittsburgh penalty kill. Buffalo looking to get it to a 3-goal lead. Here they come. Carrick with a shot to hit Power. Up onto the stick of Norris. He's ran over there by Novak. Poked away by Achari. And the Penguins will get the puck out. Here comes Power. Nice poke check there by Letang. Clifton will feed it to Achari. 30 seconds to go. Achari tried to get it deep, but he got collided there at center ice. And now Owen Power has Letang all over him. Letang does good work. Turned it over again in the slot. Great work there by Connor Clifton to get the puck out. Quinn ran over there by Letang, and Skinner turns the puck over. And oh my goodness, that almost ended poorly. Letang to Achari. Penguins kill it off. Achari with a shot. Kicked away there by Luukkonen. Turned over. Hayes is on the ice now for Pittsburgh. So is Russ. Carlson to Hayes. Tries to get around the Buffalo player. Now Brian Russ does. Russ tries to feed it over to Hayes, but Hayes overskated the puck. Here comes Quinn. Not a lot of whistles in the third period. We're down to 9:30 to go. Here's Girard. Samuel Girard. Penguins need 2 as that puck goes all the way back down to Skinner, who feeds it right to Dog. Scores! Oh my goodness! Stuart Skinner! Josh Doan's first goal of the postseason, and his first NHL playoff goal is a gift from Stuart Skinner. Wow, what a goal! What a backbreaker for the Penguins! As Stuart Skinner, puck goes all the way down with him, just a little restart. Could have just shot it up the wall, but you decided to go right in the middle of the ice, right where Josh Doan is going. 3-0 Buffalo with 8:29 to go. Unbelievable. Stuart Skinner gives the Buffalo Sabres a gift here in Game 4. Now his team trails by 3. Shea to Raquel. Feeds it over to Crosby. Here comes Sidney Crosby. Knocked away, but he stayed on the puck. Ended up in Luukkonen's pad. Danforth ran over there. Now Evgeny Malkin has it. Turned aside. Crosby skates away with the puck. Trying to feed it in the middle. It's broken up there by Dahlin. Danforth to Bowen Byram. Across to Greenway. Finds Dahlin now. Tries to feed it up across and kicked away there by Skinner. 5:50 to go. Penguins trail by 3. Buffalo doing a good job keeping the Penguins off. Out of their zone, I guess you could say. Just really good work. Outside of the Blues. There's a big hit by Clifton. Buffalo didn't like it. Here we go. We got some chucks going as Josh Doan didn't like it. As now a couple of bombs from Connor Clifton on the youngster Josh Doan. Healing from his dad to fight while he was young. Big hits there by Doan. Couple of big undercuts on Clifton. Clifton gets one on Doan, but Doan's gonna take this. Josh Doan. And everything clicking for Buffalo here tonight. As the Sabres have silenced this crowd even more now by winning a fight at open ice. Brazo, this has been the best line for the Penguins here tonight, in my opinion, is the Brazo line. Here comes Tuck. Works his way down the ice. Chipped away there by Buffalo, and Dahlin now has the puck. Played away to Alex Tuck. Tuck turns it over. Nice move by Thompson, and he's still in search of his first. Plays it back up top to Benson. Across, here's Kesselring to Dahlin. Turned over there by Brazo. There goes Skinner to the bench. So Pittsburgh going to play the rest of the game with 6 men. Letang to Girard off the bench. Feeds it over to Novak. Novak holds, waits, fires a shot, save, rebound, what a stop by Luukkonen. Here's a pass out in front. Turned aside there by Buffalo. Mantha to Letang, shoot, save, rebound, the puck is loose. Girard with a backhand shot, saved by Luukkonen. Chinnikov holds, fires a shot, scores! Igor Chinikov cuts the Buffalo lead to 2. As the Pittsburgh Penguins find a way to get one past Luukkonen here in Game 4. Good work here by the Penguins. Chinikov is first of the postseason. You got 52 seconds to score 2. Gonna be a tough task, but it has happened before. Crosby won that so clean that Karlsson has to go back in his own zone, but he's gonna wind it up. There goes Skinner to the bench. Karlsson takes it all the way down in the Buffalo zone. Kicks it back to Crosby, who fires a shot, tipped in front. Good save there by Luukkonen again. Kesselring can't get it out. A big hit there by Raquel. Nice move, Malkin, save, rebound, they score! Sidney Crosby makes it a 1-goal game! Holy mackerel, folks, don't you go anywhere! Crosby gets his first of the postseason, and the Penguins are within 1! What a goal! Great move by Malkin, huge hit by Raquel, and Sidney Crosby keeps his eye on the puck, stays in front of the net, makes a great goal. Look at the Penguins bench, damn, here's fired up, and now the Pittsburgh Penguins will call a timeout to keep their big boys on the ice. As number 2 starts, they got 28.5 seconds. They gotta find something. Buffalo wins the draw though. Here comes Connor Carrick, quickly turned over, and now Karlsson is on it. Crosby and his line get out on the ice. Here comes Karlsson, pumping the brakes again. A backhand shot's in there. Rebound, and it's turned aside by Buffalo. Stanley cleans it up. Here's Carrick on the empty net, he missed. Crosby, 5 seconds for Mantha. He works it around. Mantha, Letang shoots, and it's stopped there by Luukkonen, and the Sabres take a nail-biter as they hang on in Pittsburgh. And they're heading back to Buffalo with a chokehold on the series. A 3-1 series lead and an opportunity to move to the second round. Well, it doesn't go without a nail-biting finish here for game number 4 in Pittsburgh as they travel to Buffalo for game number 5. They almost did it. They almost tied it. A 3-2 win for the Sabres here in Pittsburgh. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay tuned, lots of hockey, more to come here on the EA Network. As Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins come close, but just not enough time as the Sabres hang on.